Our next guest today is Officer Nick Holmes, who, is that correct? Is that
Yes,
how
ma'am.
it's Officer Nick Holmes?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is with the Springfield City Police. And he has brought with him today Pike. If you can see Pike, he is, what is he chewing on? They're chewing on his ball there.
I gave him a little bit of a treat. He's sitting here being a good boy. So.
Okay. So now, Pike is a German Shepherd, or it looks like a German Shepherd. What is it?
Yes, ma'am. He is a full-blooded German Shepherd.
And he is what you call the, with the police force, the canine.
The canine unit, yes, ma'am.
The canine unit. And so can you tell me, I remember when the chief was, we were trying to get, the funds and an officer who would be able to work with the canine unit because to do what?
It's basically like drug interdiction. Say, for instance, it's making traffic stops, getting him out there, getting him around vehicles so he can alert on it and so on. So it is a lengthy process, as you all may know. Of course, finding the right vendor for the dog, the right training, and so on. Him in particular, he does a lot in narcotics and trailing, as far as if there is an individual like a juvenile, an elderly person, and so on, that's ran away from their home, he is capable of tracking and trailing for that person and finding their location. Yes, ma'am.
Gosh. Oh, I had forgotten that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and these dogs are being used a lot around the country now in police departments?
Yes, ma'am. Well, as far as in the county, in Washington County, he is the only one that we have right now. And, of course, canine units, they're a wide variety. They range from anywhere from explosives to narcotics to simple things as finding mold in houses and so on.
Wow.
So, I mean, they're pretty popular.
Used for a lot of various
yes,
things.
Mm-hmm.
And so are they trained specifically on just one thing, or like you say with Pike here, he can do more than one thing?
Yes, ma'am. As far as him in particular, he can trail for people that have ran away from their homes or narcotics. And as far as narcotics, he alerts on a variety of different ones. Anyway, I mean, from methamphetamine, cocaine, to a more, unfortunately, popular drug is spice. So it's a synthetic drug.
Mm-hmm. 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 I think I've heard of that, and that is, they sell that in stores and things even, don't they?
In some areas they may. I know that certain ingredients have been banned as far as that goes. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. So is spice popular around here?
It's spreading throughout the country, unfortunately. That's the reason why we wanted to get a canine unit in Washington County to make sure our city and our town stays safe and stays clear of it.
I think that really makes people kind of crazy, doesn't it?
Well,
I mean, from what some of these incidents I've read about people that were, committed these horrific crimes, they had been like on spice.
Honestly, drugs in general it can manipulate a person's thought and the way they do things. So, I mean, any of them is bad as far as that goes. I mean, I try to go into every situation treating the person the same. So, and I mean, if they're under the influence of any kind of narcotics, then we're going to try to get them the best help possible and get them taken to a hospital and so on.
So now, Pike was trained, and then do you train with him at the same time? How does that work?
Yes, ma'am. We are required to do at least 16 hours a month as far as training goes. He is with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So he lives with you?
Yes, ma'am, he does. We built quite a relationship over the past couple months, and playing with his ball there.
Yeah.
But we do quite a bit of training and also in the field work as well. So we stay pretty active as far as that goes.
So when you go to work every day, he comes with you?
Yes, ma'am.
So he just goes with you?
He's with me a
lot
of the time. Yes, ma'am. He is. And we, like I said, built a great relationship between each other, and I'm very thankful to have him.
Mm-hmm. So now, okay, so when he was trained, though, by somewhere where they get dogs, and then how does that work?
Yes, ma'am. We actually got him in North Carolina. He was trained down there for a couple years, actually about a year and a half. And once I contacted them, we came to an agreement. I went down there and trained with him for about 3 weeks. And of course, he had all the prior training, and then I just came in and saw how he alerted and how he reacted to finding certain narcotics and trailing after someone.
Mm-hmm. Could you have selected a different dog?
There were other ones available, but as far as what we wanted, as far as the community and what we needed at the police department, he was the best fit.
I see. And so now, who does that training down there in North Carolina with these dogs?
It is Highland Canines. They're a good group of people, which, like I said, spoke to different people throughout the entire country on what exactly we needed at the time, and they provided with what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess there's more than one training
yes, ma'am.
place,
There's more than one vendor.
This one was one that you were, I guess it's just like shopping. You found that they were reputable and a lot of success with their animals and
yes, ma'am.
various things like that, huh?
And of course, once I saw Pike for the first time, I knew he'd be good for the police department.
You
so.
know, well, he seems like a very friendly dog.
Thank you.
And so now he, like when you come into work, and you say you have to train how often with him?
16 hours a month.
Ooh, gosh, that's a lot.
It keeps us busy, but like I said, it's something that's going to help out the community, so it's well worth it.
So like you're learning when you and Pike go train, where do you go train?
Various locations throughout Springfield, and sometimes we may even go to another county and associate and work with other police departments. Is
someone's giving you the training, or you are just working with training Pike?
Well, whenever I went down to North Carolina and worked with him, they taught me how to train and what to work on to further better ourselves. So each time that we do any kind of training along those lines, as far as either narcotics or detection work and trailing someone, we have other people that may come in and assist on a traffic stop, a simulated traffic stop, to be like real world scenarios, or I may have someone that takes off, say, running through a field. That way we can trail after that person.
And see if Pike picks up the scent or
yes, ma'am.
That type of thing. So you're working with him all the time on training, I guess even when you're not particularly training. And
it's like I said, it's a 24-hour job. I mean, we are constantly working on something, whether it be detection work, trailing, and so on. Obedience is also thrown in there as well. So I mean.
Well, he's a young dog.
Yes.
How old is he?
He is almost 4 now.
Oh, he's got a lot of energy.
He does, yes, he does.
So do you take Pike like to school and like check for drugs at the school? And
well, we've gone to school and various churches around town just for the community and getting out there and getting to talk with other individuals, juveniles, children, along those lines. We have gone to the high school and done some as far as detection work in that area as well. But like I said, we've also gone to the community and went out and spoke to various groups and explained to them what exactly a canine unit is capable of and what we do here.
Well, of course, it sounds like, you know, that type of, whoever would have thought we'd be using dogs to, you know, detect drugs and find people that have, you know, lost their way from home and or runaways or what have you. So, and I know now I've even seen where children that have seizures, for example, that a dog can detect when the child is going to have a seizure before they actually have it and alerts that person. And we know dogs have saved people in their homes from fires and all kinds of things. So, you know, just the capacity of what a dog can do is pretty amazing in and of itself, isn't it?
That it is, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So has he surprised you with some things that he's been able to do?
He surprised me every day, honestly. I mean, this the relationship we've come to have, and of course, with our work in general, it's an amazing thing, the way the canines can be trained and then their detection and so on.
So now, has he been responsible for any drug busts yet? Or
We've had a few, yes, ma'am.
And so then, do you like? I mean, for traffic stops and things, you can use him for that.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and he's been being utilized for that in the city.
Yes, ma'am. Like I said, we've had quite a few areas where we have taken drugs off the street and gotten that taken care of. We've also had some scenarios where individuals may have ran away from their home, and we've tracked and trailed and helped on the locating of that person. So.
Well, of course, we've had some murders in the county, which is very saddening. And very sad to, is Pike able to help with something like that?
As far as tracking and trailing someone, yes, he can. If someone had fled the scene, unfortunately, a motor vehicle, if they had gotten into that, it can only take so far on situations like that. Of course, with the scent being left there, he will track and trail to what he needs to go to. But like I said, a motor vehicle, if someone got into it, it'd be a little bit harder for that.
And we've had elderly people, and we had a situation with that little child, getting lost from home one time. That was before I think we had Pike. Maybe not. I don't know. Has he helped with anything?
Yes, ma'am. We've since we've had him since April, we've assisted in, I think, roughly 4 or 5, somewhere around there.
Wow.
On assisting on finding
On
an
finding
individual
an
that has
individual.
left, or fled the scene of a crime and so on.
Oh, okay. So if there was a burglary, then and someone, they've broken into someone's home and taken stuff, then he can pick up the scent possibly of the person that left there with the goods.
Yes, ma'am. The way it works is basically there's a scent cone whenever an individual runs from a scene or leaves their home and so on. There's a little bit more technical terms into it, but basically your skin sheds from your body, and what that does, it falls to the ground, and then he's able to sniff and then go in the general direction of where you were running to or walk to. So it's, like I said, it's complicated as far as going into it. That's part of the training that we had down there that we went through for the 3 weeks. But every time you move, anytime you do anything, you're dropping some kind of odor as far as from your skin, your hair. It goes to the ground. That's how he picks it up and goes from there.
Well, is he like, would he, what if you needed him to, say, attack somebody that was, going to attack you?
Well, I would hope that would never happen. It's just like any other dog. You build a relationship with them, and they're gonna help out in the way necessary. So I mean, if just any other dog you had at your home, you build a relationship with them, and they would protect their family,
right,
if need be.
But if you needed him to attack, say if someone was running from the crime scene, could you say, Pike, go chase him?
Well, he would go towards the person, and as far as locating them, he would do that. But as far as attacking, he would not do that.
I see. Could you ask him to?
As far as well, for the safety, I know the safety of anyone.
I say, can you grab their ankle and pull them down?
even though a crime had been committed, we want to make sure that the person that committed the crime is apprehended in the safest way possible. So that would be the best way to do it.
Well, and of course, the worst scenario, you wouldn't want Pike to get hurt. So that's
well. As far as that's concerned, he's treated as an officer. So if something happens to him, then the law would go and take an effect on him as well, because he is an officer of the law.
Oh, wow! I didn't realize that. So I guess he had a swearing-in ceremony. I missed that.
There's quite a bit gone into this, like I said.
So, but it sounds like he's a real asset to the police department.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm glad we've been able to get him, and that you. I think it takes kind of a special officer too.
Like I said, it's a lot of hard work and dedication to it, and I'm very, very thankful to even have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, yeah. But again, it does take a special part. I'd say, first of all, you better like dogs.
Yeah, you do have to like dogs. Also, I have to probably be, I need to work on it myself, but be in a little pretty good shape as far as that goes, because he has 4 legs. He can move pretty quick at times.
So he keeps you active,
He keeps
doesn't
me
he?
active. Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Keeps you in good health then.
Yes, ma'am.
So this works both ways.
It does. It does.
Yeah. And so thank you, Officer Holmes, for being here today.
You're welcome anytime.
And thank you, Pike, for being here.